good morning, good morning, good morning. So the Caps from Thailand, how are you doing today? Welcome back to Thailand, welcome back to me. Triple Thai here in Thailand. I hope you're doing well. It's 1 Jan, as they say in Thai, and in English it's Monday. Monday, I almost forgot. So for instance, welcome back to Man City 24. If you don't know me, maybe I'm Triple Thai. I live in Thailand. I do daily videos of Manchester City. Under 18s, WSL, Man City men, the senior team, etc. For instance, everything related to Man City, but I do it every single day. I do match reviews or my take on match reviews, press conferences, etc. For instance, but they do daily Man City contact, 15, 10, 15, 20 minutes, depending on how much to say. And with knowing Man City, there's a lot of things to say. So yeah, that's the reason why I have to do it every day. Because if you miss 1 minute, one day, for instance, you've probably got a lot of things to talk about the next day. Right, so what's to go? But here I am in Thailand, Mancunian born, for instance, but now living in Thailand for the last good few years now. So I'm about to miss Man City very much. Anyway, so what have we got on today? So the last 24, Man City 24. So for instance, let's talk about let's talk about the ladies. The WSL, for instance, we played against the Rags yesterday, and we would have beat the Rags yesterday. Then we would have gone into the final home game of the season with the Rags playing against Arsenal, and City would have been all we needed because we would have been a point behind them, and then we would have played at home or away to Crystal Palace, who already been relegated, and it would have won that game, etc. Would have got into Champions League, and United wouldn't. So for instance, but yeah, and lost against they lost against Arsenal. So, but unfortunately, things didn't happen. We went 2-1 up, got an injury, another injury, and they got a lucky goal in the second half to make it 2-2. They got a player sent off deservedly, and we were just unfortunate, really. I think, for instance, it was a step too far more than anything else, because we've had 12 injuries in the last time we met against the United at the Joel Stadium, and for instance, we had 12 injuries, and they've slowly come back, but it takes a while before the team gets up to speed. If you look at the senior team, for instance, and to the free-flowing best, I thought there was signs of the free-flowing best yesterday, but it wasn't good enough and to break down United, and unfortunately, what happens. And again, we were still missing 4 or 5 players, etc. For instance, yesterday, Bunny Shaw, for instance, Vivian, etc. For instance, so still weren't our level best, but well done to the ladies. Congratulations, well done. Still in effort for this season, and hopefully we'll get 3 points and continue to 4th place and then move on for the next season. But hell, we can't. I know we're trying to strengthen the squad, but we can't have as bad injury list as the last this season. I think I was looking at the WSL injury table, and I think the other teams have just had 1, 2, 3. I know, for instance, Chelsea's got 7 at the moment, but they've got a massive squad. And when we played them, for instance, when we had that 4 game in a row thing, we didn't have I think they had 1 injury. So, but we had 12. It was just ridiculous, And we had 11, and then Mary Fowler went off with an ACL. And honestly, you can't make it up. And then yesterday, for instance, we had another one. Was that now? It was RB, and she went left on crutches. So heartbreaking. It's been heartbreaking to watch. But the girls did a fantastic work and really represented the club. And so big up to them, and thank you very much. No, congratulations to them, not big up to them, English. Congratulations to the ladies. Well done. Anyway, moving on. For instance, so a couple of interesting things before we get on to transfers. We had United lost again. No shock. They're kind of claiming credit because they came back from 4-1 down to get 4-3. And they're so shameless, United fans. They really are. But I think they don't care about it. They don't care the fact that they've lost 16 in a row. They more can care about it. They get through on Thursday, which is just where they are. They're such a shameless club. Anyway, focus on the results. Well, the results again favourable for Man City. Kevin De Bruyne stepping up, scoring that massive goal against Wolves. Difficult team, played against Wolves, played very well, and getting the one out over the line again. For instance, even though we're going to Southampton next week, it's not a given. Even though, for instance, Man City are heavy favourites to win, but we've still got to get the job done, and getting the job done. Those 3 points makes all the difference. So if you look at the table now, Liverpool choke on the whatever drunk. Thank you very much for Liverpool doing us a favour. Lost against Chelsea. For instance, they're on 82. Forget about that. Arsenal 67. Lost against Bournemouth. Away, Portugal, but they're and playing their strongest side, and they got PSG during the midweek. It's just madness. I just don't get it at all. And they lost, So some very, very easy set piece goals. Really, really bad for Arsenal. But they're only Man City are only 3 points behind them now. So yeah, but interesting. Goal difference 33-24. You never know. You never know. And they've got they got a difficult game next week. I think they've got Newcastle next week. Yeah. So it's not like they are easy games. So you never know. It'd be amazing if we could get the FA Cup, Charity Shield, finish second. That would make up. Even though my Kevin De Bruyne is leaving, and I can't accept. So, for instance, but Newcastle, for instance, got a draw against Brighton, a late goal for them. I thought Brighton was going to do it, for instance, and then I can't follow it. I just got to look onto it every so often. I don't want to jinx anything, even though I want to see the games. But I thought, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. It's going to be, and then he got a goal, for instance, to make it 1-1. But that just takes them up to third. Because they could have gone above us with a win. So they're on 63 points on fourth position. Chelsea, Liverpool choke because they're still on the drinking, celebrating, but also not been that great. Liverpool, they're going to say that they're celebrating, blah blah blah. But I don't think Liverpool's been that great this season. They really haven't. And they got so offenses. If we've been poorer, they've been the best of the bunch, should I say, of City, Chelsea, Arsenal, blah blah blah, Newcastle, and United or Spurs, of course. Deserve their due, but they are vulnerable to defeats. So yeah, and under Klopp, I don't think you would have got that. I just don't know. They can be beatable. We can't get that cycle back if we do the right things next season. So, but that puts Chelsea gives us the 3 points. That puts them on to 63 points, 11 with Newcastle. Lower goal difference. No, goal difference the same goal difference. And then Forest, they're playing tonight. If they win, they're on 60 points. They go 60. They're playing against Palace. So see how that goes. Aston Villa, I think they're cooked now, to tell you the truth. They're played 35. They're on 60 points. They can still get top 5. I don't mean look at, but I just think, for instance, it's getting a bit more, and anything after that, forget about it. But Bournemouth on 53, so we are kind of fitting the herd a little bit. So, but Man City just keep on winning, etc. For instance, when you never know where we will end up. Hopefully, second position. Other news was about the big news was MGW, Morgan Gibbs White, by Fabrizio saying the transfer now. For instance, for instance, we're going ahead with it. I don't know. I'm not. I'm still on the fence with this guy. If he's LB did a show yesterday, and he said, "Where's he going to play? He's going to play as an 8 or a 10. If he's going to play as a direct replacement for Kevin De Bruyne, he's definitely a come down. If he's going to play in, for instance, alongside say Rodri, that kind of thing, etc., then okay. But he's not. And I was looking at Forest, Wolfie's channel, for instance, on afterwards, for instance, on Forest TV. They're quite disappointed. They kind of resigned for the fact that he's going a little bit, which to go. But it all depends on how much we're going to pay for him. Anything over 70, etc., I think is ridiculous. If he's a replacement for Kevin De Bruyne, that's going to be poor for me. But so I'm not happy at the moment with him. He's a United fan, for instance. So he's not a Kevin De Bruyne replacement. We need at least two players, or keep Kevin De Bruyne for one more season. That makes more sense for me. But I'm in the minority by the looks of it. So even though Kevin De Bruyne got us the 3 points against Wolves on Friday and got us, and we got the comeback. Just imagine Kevin De Bruyne wasn't there against Palace. Well, we would have come back against Palace. Honestly, to sit there and just say, "Oh well, Kevin's gone now. Let's focus on Gibbs White or Verts." Yeah, but he's so focused on getting Verts, and Verts looks like he's going to Munich. So, for instance, he's just I'm sorry. Calm down. Yeah. Anyway, so let's see what happens. On Jeremy Doku, on Kevin De Bruyne. To see a player like Kevin De Bruyne at caliber leave is very sad. I've seen what kind of impact he has, and he's not been at the club for long, Jeremy. He has, before I came. Kevin is one of the biggest legends in the history of this football club. I just enjoyed every moment I played with him, and would stay, and would say to the supporters, our supporters, and have to do the same, and so yeah, very sad to see him go, and this is Jeremy Doku. Jeremy Doku doesn't know him very well. Juma Bar, for instance, is doing very well over at Lyon. We need to bring him over. People talk about keeping him on. I got the impression that he's saying, bring me over or transfer me. I don't think he just want to go. I don't think he wants to stay in Lyon for one more season. I think he wants to come to City. And I think his latest game, 40 touches, 17/18 patting accuracy, 100% tackle success, 100% aerial duels success, 100% ground duels success, 100% long ball accuracy, 10 headed clearances, 5 headed duels won, 3 recoveries, 3 interceptions, and two blocks. The French league he's too good for the French league. He needs to start coming to the Premier League. So yeah, I think we should need to, and I think he really needs to come to City next season. I think because I think he can do a job for us. So I don't think we should put him on loan. If he's putting up these stats, he needs to come City. And I got the impression he wants to come City or he wants to be transferred. So yeah, I think he's a headstrong guy, for instance, who knows way, and he's quite upstate on one season, but he wants to come City. But with those stats, and he's been doing that most since he's been at Lyon, I think he definitely needs to be looked at, and we definitely need to be thinking about bringing him over. Congratulations to Vincent Company, Bundesliga champion. Well done, Vinny. So what's it called? Bruno Guimaraes. Um, I very much at home and living the dream. For me to leave Newcastle, it would be something it was something a great for a great club. Not for me. I don't worry about it. I trust the club and my agents. I'm so happy here, and I want to stay. He's not good. I think we had our chance. We had our window last season, and we blew it. And so we're not going to get him. I He's spoken to Pep Guardiola, but nothing about potential moves. He says something nice about me, about my game, and I'm very humble because he's the best coach I've ever seen. I admire his impact on football. On Real Madrid are considering selling. Oh, okay, sorry. So that was it. So yeah. So Bruno Guimaraes, I think we can close. Right, he's too. He's, also this when Man City buy a player, they buy to buy a player not just because of his ability. We would never have like a Ronaldo. I'm sorry, we would never have someone like at City because his attitude stinks, and Bruno, whatever, his attitude stinks. So, for instance, and you've got to have that right attitude, that right mentality, right humbleness, and Bruno Guimaraes is that. So has that, and he would have been perfect at City, but we blew it. So, for instance, and yeah. Real Madrid are considering selling Rodrigo with asking price of 100 million. Matter has been interested in, and Arsenal have inquired in recent days. Yeah. So, but yeah. Yeah. So anyway, but as far as I'm concerned, the Gibbs White thing, we want to be doing next season. All eyes are going to be on City because we want to see our Man City back, our Man City coming back. You know, we're not gonna have a pre-season. Everything's going to be done in the job while we're playing the Club World Cup. And for instance, there's no yeah. So for instance, and I think we need to hit the ground running early. And if we don't, and for instance, we have a season very similar to what I don't think we'll have injuries, but we still need the players. And if we don't get the players, for instance, and we don't have a good season, and then for instance, we and we allow, for instance, the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, the guys, for instance, who've been doing the job, and helping us considerably, and then he goes and smashes at somebody else. Then I'm sorry, what's the goal? So we've got to be seriously looked at. We've got to be smart in the transfer window, and you've got to be progressive in the transfer window. We've also got to be careful about just getting rid of what we would regard as the dead wood, the old guys, and blah blah blah, just to get rid of and bring in new. These guys have won 4 in a row. Yes, they're aging. Yes, but you've got to be a transition. And it's not like getting rid of, let's get rid of 7 people and bring in 7 new. Because you don't know how the 7 new are going to react. You've got to bring them in gradually. Yeah. Anyway, so for instance, we'll see. Jury's out. Me big question mark on Morgan Gibbs White, and how much we're going to pay for him. I still think we should keep Kevin De Bruyne one more season, for instance. But we'll see what we'll see. But anyway, but that's it for today. I will speak to you tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll have more news. But I'm sure we will. See what happens during the week. Just hope Real Madrid actually beat United. Just don't want them in. They can. No, they can't. They can't be winning this league. They can't. Oh God, we'll never hear the end of it. Oh, anyway, so guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you. True Blue Tie from Thailand. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you think about what my comments today. For instance, am I right? Am I wrong? Are you with my Kevin De Bruyne camp? Keep Kevin De Bruyne camp, or are we basically, for instance, are you wanting Passion's news for King Kevin, and and you're quite happy with seeing Morgan Gibbs White, the Man United fan? And he's a United fan because there was a guy Wolfie who was on Forest Fan TV who said on more than one occasion he's a United fan. So what's it called? But there you go. And yeah, anyway, sorry, Cat from Thailand. I'll speak to you tomorrow. Mm-hmm.